I basically share about HIV/AIDS. I also educate people. I'm a peer counselor with the youth. So I teach them about how it is spread, and then how it is also, how somebody can prevent it, and then also the different modes of how HIV/AIDS can be transmitted from the parent to the newborn baby.
Well, yes, we do talk about HIV/AIDS because this is a common scourge that is going on within the people.
I talk about AIDS every day, HIV and AIDS every day of my life, with my family, with my friends, with sick people who come to me for counseling.
I do feel comfortable talking about it because I must introduce it to them because it is very, very dangerous.
Yes, you're not supposed to feel uncomfortable anymore because it's out there and we can't run away from it anymore.
Just na sigenda nenyekebeza kono kwekebeza olusaba n'olwo bango bagamba muri mutyaye muri na sirimu oba mute bamanyi mbaterwa mugage kugenda okukikebeza sija kugenda olusi munja kugenda olusi ntyayo.
I read newspapers. The communication is there. Through the radios, communication is there. Sometimes they do a mass sensitization like on moving vans, most especially if they are to deal with the different communities. But this does not extend to all areas because if someone has not accessed the main road, might not get the message.
There's a lot of communication that is going on in the media, in the newspapers. Each and every time you find something written about HIV/AIDS. On radios, they talk about AIDS each and every time, on different radio stations, and even on TV and billboards, it's also there. When somebody reads about a touching article in the papers, for instance, that alone will change that person's life. If this person has been sexually active, and he will kind of think twice about what he is doing, and then probably change. And even on talk shows and radios, you find the people that they bring in, say from the HIV/AIDS organization, say TASO, who come to the talk shows, they try so hard to talk to the people so that they try to change their way of lives.
Ntera kubira ku radio ngabogera ne kusha rwango genda kwegata n'omuntu kukozesa condom rusi rwango genda gukora ki kuwasanga omuwala musoke mugende mwekebeze murayinga bwe muri.
We have seen one through the magazines, like we have the Straight Talk, we do have the newspaper, we do have the media like the TV, internet, and then also other sources, like when you go for some conferences, you find the issue of about HIV/AIDS is communicated. Even in churches, actually, these days, you find it is communicated. That means really communicated in a broad way in our community. And people are now able to actually find ways of how to prevent themselves from getting the virus.
I've seen sick people in my family. Some people have died, some are still there sick. Like me, I have my brother who is sick, has been sick since 2000, I think, since 2000. That's when I learned that AIDS is a very dangerous disease.
It has deprived me of my social living and interactions because it has taken many of my friends. And I've felt concerned not to fall a victim of the same situation. If you can't learn from your own experience, you learn from other people's experiences. So I've used that to learn from other people's experience, that I keep myself out of its reach.
People are discriminated against. Our attitude towards them changes. We look at them differently. We can't touch them, yet there's nothing wrong. They are still people. So they should prevent the stigma going around, because I've noticed even in the HIV bill, it is there's something that will stigmatize against people with HIV, living with HIV. So they should do something about that so that people live positively, openly. Because why they are not testing is because when they get to know that they're HIV positive, somehow, somewhere, word will get out that this person is HIV positive, and they will talk about it and we'll look at them differently. So I think they should try and treat people with HIV better so that people can get tested and to know that there is life after HIV. You're not going to die. You can live and have children. Because I know now you can treat a pregnant woman who has HIV and they will give birth to a baby without HIV.
There are newspapers that contain the message. Many cannot access, but they would wish to read, but money is a problem to them. At least if there is a center where they can go and access it free of charge, someone reads it through, it could be better.
Can send out experts, HIV experts, who can go out in communities, deep down in villages, to try and educate the people out there about this disease. Yeah, because, okay, right now I know many have now known about the disease, but they need to be taught more about it and helped on. Those who are already infected could be taught on how to live positively with this disease, because so many people that are infected have been able to live up to more than 20 years and they are still alive. So, I mean, these are examples. We can use some of these examples that have lived for so many years to go out there and talk about their experience and how they have managed to live for this long. Let those who have the ears hear. And those who don't have, well, they're trying to advise them and tell them, now look, this is what is happening. If you're going to do this, this, and this, you're going to get the results of all that is going to be, getting infected with HIV and AIDS. So if you keep on telling such a person, giving that person that message, and he is not taking it very serious, and then, I mean, he's to blame. But you have tried your level best to educate him about it.
We must look at how we can bring about any one obligation, like through the laws, you get it, such that we catch the groups that are already infected, not to deliberately spread to the uninfected. So in so doing, there can be like we focus on the long-term management plan for those patients. If one is a victim of the situation, we always talk about them, tell them the truth. So we bring in a group therapy. That brings again back the point of a door-to-door exchange of ideas with families, or even since we can do it through the government, if a task force is, if like an organized group is put to visit a house by house, we can go there, test.
It is very important for us to go down to the ground there, house to house, and then we really communicate to these people that the only way how HIV/AIDS can be transmitted is not through eating of food in the same plate, or maybe through mosquito bites, or maybe hugging somebody. No, that is not the way, but you really go down and tell them the truth that when you cut yourself and you share your blood with somebody, you are in position to get HIV/AIDS. Or maybe if you maybe do blood transfusion with somebody who is unprofessional, you are in position to get HIV/AIDS. We have this culture in the eastern region where it is the circumcision, which is done locally. You find not by professional person, and then somebody can also get the virus out of that. So we need to really tell them the truth, and these are the acts that you do within our community that will expose you from getting the virus. So we tell them the truth. I think that's the best way we can be able to reach the members.
Media. There are some local people who don't have anything about media, who don't even know media. They just hear about television. They don't know even television. They don't know anything. Even radios, it's very hard for some local person down there to have a radio. Some don't have. I think the government should go deep down there in the villages. Some people don't know about AIDS. They just move anyhow. They just hear about AIDS. If a person gets sick, that's when they realize that there is AIDS. So the government should send more counselors down there in the village to talk about it with these local people.